Hi, I'm Tyler, and I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, this is my first speaking, so please bear with me as public speaking is a fear of mine that thankfully I've been able to overcome today as part of my recovery. I'll just start with my story and go from there. I was born July 13th, 1994. My first time getting drunk was in 2009. My most recent DUI was December of 2020. My sobriety date is March of 2021. And when I think about some of those dates and the time that I've been on this earth and the time that I dedicated towards drinking and the time that I've dedicated towards sobriety, it really puts a lot of things into context. Again, bear with me. I believe that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And in order for me to not only maintain my sobriety, but to give that sobriety to somebody else, I have to put more effort towards it than I did towards drinking. And my thoughts are that I can maintain that sobriety just by going to meetings and showing up. But if I want to extend that out, I have to do service work. I have to sponsor. I have to continue to work the steps, even after I think I'm done. I'm not done. I'm currently on my 8th step. I've been on my 8th step for probably about 9 months now. Yeah. I can come up with a million excuses as to why I haven't made a list that'll take me 5 minutes. And I know that the reason is because once I finish my 8th step, I'll be on my 9th step and the real work will start. And it's easy for me to live in those fears and to not continue this process to better my sobriety. So that's a constant thing on my mind that that I hold with me, but again, I can come up with a million excuses that showing up to meetings and doing service work make up for some of that, but they really don't. And until I finish working my steps, that I'm really not giving as much of myself to the program and to the still suffering alcoholic that I can. It's only been 4 minutes. As Andrew said, I am from Tacoma. When I first entered Alcoholics Anonymous, this, as I said, was in 2021, the beginning of the year, and this was during COVID. This was during Zoom, and at that time, my fellowship was over a screen. And once meetings started opening up again, experiencing what actual fellowship um, was incredibly important to my sobriety. Up until that point, I didn't truly understand um, what impact being around other alcoholics could have on my life and my sobriety. Um, it's I don't know. It's truly a blessing, the things that I've gotten out of Alcoholics Anonymous, and to continue um, on with the 12th step. I owe a lot of what I have in my sobriety to the people that have extended it out to me. Um, one of which is my friend Tanner, who is here today. Um, when I entered sobriety, or when I entered Alcoholics Anonymous, he was one of the very few people that I knew that was in the program. He was somebody that I could reach out to, that um, that very much um, offered offered help with finding meetings, with finding a sponsor, with um, pointing me in the direction of my sobriety. And I just hope that I can extend that out to others in the future. I hope that anything I'm saying today helps somebody, whether it's somebody in this room or somebody on the recording, that that there are people that want to extend the gift of sobriety to you, whether you fail at first or a second time or a third, that they are there and that they want to be there. Let's see, what else do I got? I got more. Sorry, I don't want to end early, so I will continue to think of stuff.
Is it okay if we ask a question?
Oh yeah, of course. Throw me a bone.
Okay. You might have to repeat the question so the mic picks it up.
Of course.
What was it like when the blue lights went on behind you for your DUI?
Oh,
What was that?
yeah. So the question, what was it like when the blue lights came on for my DUI? So this would have been my second DUI in December of 2020. To preface, my first DUI was in 2015. At that point, I was 21 for probably a month. Drinking well before that point. First DUI, I was going 115 down I-5. I had an open container in my car. And it was knocked down to reckless driving, which is wild. At that point, I I didn't view it as a chance to better myself before things got worse. I had to do I didn't even have to do treatment or anything like that. I had to do a victims impact panel, and I lost my license for 6 months. Um, I continued to drink through the victims impact panel. Um, I did realize that I had a problem at that point, and like the book says, I tried everything except for Alcoholics Anonymous. I tried to slow my drinking. I tried to make rules for my drinking, and they worked for a moment, but um, obviously 5 years later, I got another DUI, um, which that DUI was a result of um, my tire popping and skidding into a pole, which is far less extreme than going 100 and whatever. I blew higher than I should have. So to answer your question, in that moment when the lights were there in my second DUI, I had already experienced it once. I knew that I had a record. I knew that I was drunk, and I knew that things were not going to be the same. I didn't know that they would be better though. I do know that now. I know that I am, and this is all in hindsight, of course. In the moment I was pissed, in the moment I was angry with everybody but myself. But my sobriety is a result of that. I'm incredibly grateful that nobody got hurt as a result of my lack of caring about myself, and thinking that the actions that I had only hurted myself, when that is just a matter of luck. I very much could have hurt somebody. So yeah, in the moment I was, like I said, angry, but now I'm grateful. I'm sober. Yeah.
How does it feel since it's been a year since that happened? Like, have you done any different kinds of reflecting?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was just thinking about that. How actually, I'm sorry. It has been 2 years since the DUI.
Oh.
2020. No, you're good. I primarily think about it when I drive down that road and I see the fence that when I hit the pole, I ricocheted off of it into a fence. So there is a physical impact on the world that I get to see of my DUI, and of my negligence, and of my lack of caring.
What finally got you to come to AA?
The fear of jail, the fear of losing, the fear of losing the privileges that I have in life. The fear of, fear brought me here, and I have a relationship with fear that ebbs and flows. All of the things in my life that I try to maintain are a result of these fears, and in positive and in negative ways. And I very much believe that fear can be a valuable tool if we're directing it towards the right things. For example, those fears got me sober, the same way that those fears got me to drink. And this is the last thing because it looks like I'm out of time. And thank you all for asking questions. I do very much appreciate it. When I entered Alcoholics Anonymous because it was a requirement of the court systems, I did not believe that I would be continuing to do these things in the capacity that I have been at that time. I thought that I was going to do what was required of me, and then I would continue my life as I saw fit. And the courts do not require me to be here and speak in front of you, if that is an example of anything. So I am, there's a passage in the Big Book, and it says, I believe it's at the very end of the beginning section, but it says, some will come to scoff, and some will remain to pray, I believe, something along those lines. And I'm happy to say that I have remained through it all. And yeah, again, Tyler Alcoholic, thank you very, very much.